here. That will be the handing over ceremony. After that, you'll have the chance to give your speeches, starting with the outgoing CS and then the incoming CS. So karibu PS Liban.
Thank you.
God is good all the time. Outgoing CS, David Chirchir, ECGH. Incoming CS, Honorable Opiyo, MGH, EGH. Chairpersons, EPRA, Justice Jackson. Honorable Kiriti, Kiraitu, NOC. CEOs who are here, Babuyabo, Johnson, Ndoti. All the staff of the State Department of Petroleum, all the staff, State Department of Energy, all our sagas who are here, our beautiful choir from the State Department of Petroleum, who have actually energized us here this morning. I'm proud of you. The fourth state who are covering these sessions, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Outgoing CS and incoming CS, mine is to welcome you all for this particular sessions. For one, congratulations for our outgoing CS who have been reappointed again to Ministry of Roads and Transport, and also the incoming CS for being also appointed to us in the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum. Wapi makofi. So on behalf of the ministry, mine to say congratulations to both of you. I'm sure both of you have got quite leadership skills, a lot of experience, and we're able to move forward as a team. The incoming CS, the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, we are housed here. This is our headquarters for the ministry. But the State Department of Energy is housed at Kasnep. Sorry. Ministry of Petroleum. State Department of Petroleum, we are housed at Kasnep, Upper Hill. And I'm sure you'll have your time with our staff so that we'll be able to induct you well. And also we have sagas. Under petroleum, we have 2, NOC, and also KPC. And the energy, we have about 7. Some of us are with us here, and some are scattered just within Nairobi. And I'm sure you will get time to be inducted one-on-one so that we'll be able, to catch up where our outgoing CS has left us. So just to mention about the outgoing CS, CS Chirchir, we have worked with you for about now almost 22 months. Last year, we had a lot of turbulence when the government was actually being put in place because of the geopolitics, because of the economy, but we are leadership, resilience, wealth of experience. We are able to put this ministry forward, and today, there's a lot of calm in the ministry. Sirikweni, wapi makofi ya CS jamani. So, I think where you left us, I'm sure our incoming CS is going to pick it up from there. As I'm now speaking in front of you here now, it is the ministry which actually touches the heart of Kenya, isn't it? If there's a slight blackout, there's a lot of chaos. If the petroleum has gone up, it's also a bit of chaos. But since the beginning of this year, there has been a lot of calm. And from our records, this ministry has got no pending bill at all, which is a very positive to you all. I'm sure last year we did a lot of planning, yes, in both energy and petroleum. This is the year when we are actually forecasting to implement our programs and also the projects we are having. So wherever you are not disappearing, yes, you are still within the cabinet. Wherever to consult you, areas maybe we need to consult you. At the same time also you are with our incoming CS, whereby the consultation actually goes on in the cabinet. So congratulations and thank you so much for that. And where you have left, our incoming CS will pick it up from there, and I'm sure we'll be able to move together as a team. To staff of the ministry and the sagas, challenges are there, but challenges are something that put us together to move forward. Different levels. At that time, we'll be able to brief you in details what we have achieved, the challenges we have, then you will be able to catch up and to make sure that you will be able to move together. So without taking my time, mine is just to congratulate you and Outgoing CS, so that wherever you are going, you will be able to perfect, to ensure that whatever skills maybe you have implemented here, you will be able to take it to the transport and the roads, so that also the efficiency and the effectiveness in the service sector is going to be improved. I think with those short remarks, then mine is just to welcome you and to congratulate you to Minister of Energy and Petroleum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PS. I think now we've reached the stage for the signing, where our lady ushers, Dr. Kome, let's bring the documents here up front. There will be 3 documents to be signed, one by the incoming CS, one by the outgoing CS, and one for our records. So please bring them, have them signed, and then after that we'll ask the 2 CSs to come forward together with the PS so that we take a photo up here. Show them where they sign it. Okay, thank you very much. We'll ask the CSs to take a copy each, and please come forward for a photo. Just here, and mind the steps so that we don't cause an accident. just in front here. Let's have a round of applause. Thank you very much. I once again call upon the PS, Mohammed Liban, to carry out the rest of the program.
So let me take this opportunity now to welcome the outgoing CS, Davis Chirchir, to make his remarks. Karibu waziri.
Thank you, Liban. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Asante. My colleague, CS James Wandayi, my friend Liban Mohammed, PS Petroleum. We've got our two chairmen, and thank you, Chairman Jackton Ojwang, Honorable Justice Jackton Ojwang, Chairman EPRA, and Chairman, Senator, Governor, former CS, Kiraiti Murungi. Thank you for coming to witness this handing over ceremony. Let me also acknowledge the presence of some CEOs, Joe Sang. I've seen Joseph Ndoti. I've seen Wabuyabu, we were together, Julius Wabuyabu, and colleagues, everybody in the house this afternoon. It's basically a happy moment and a sad moment that I'm leaving Ministry of Energy every 20th month. But I really want to thank God today for the time we spent together, and to thank really the President for giving me the opportunity to serve in the highest decision-making organ in the Cabinet, and more specifically in the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, where we worked and achieved a lot of things together. So really, I'm grateful and happy that I've had that opportunity to be in that position where we together work as a team for me to be able to represent us in Cabinet in energy and petroleum matters. So I don't take that for granted. I really want to acknowledge that support that I've had from you, even as I went to Cabinet with the very many Cabinet papers that we've been able to prosecute together. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, we've been going through an induction program at the National Defense University in Karen, and we were shown that we had passed some 280 Cabinet memos in the last financial year, and of those Cabinet memos, I think up to 20 came from the Ministry of Energy, and fairly solid, well-done documents that secures the energy security and the petroleum security of this country. So thank you very much for that great work we've done together, from policy to operationalizing some of those decision documents that gives security of energy for this country, not today, but in the years to come. Secondly, let me welcome my colleague, Honorable James Opiyo Wandayi, to this ministry. James, this is a great ministry. This is a great team. As we sat briefly in the boardroom before coming here, you did hear from the two wazees, Justice Jackton Ojwang, retired, and former Minister Kiraiti Murungi, that in this ministry, it's a very quiet ministry, and we don't make a lot of noise, but you see results. We are not working for today, the ministry. We plan for the several years to come. We're now planning for a generation that will secure the country by the year 2026, 27, 28. Because to deliver an energy project like when we went this morning to Isinya to look at the substation that connects Mariakani, that connects Tanzania, that connects Konsa with power coming out of Suswa, we're told it takes up to 18 months to deliver. But because they are big programs, it can take up to 6 years. And you don't want to be in a situation where the country, because of overrun on a program running into 3, 4, 5, 6 years, the country has got energy challenges. So welcome, you are in good hands, you've got a great team, and I'm sure you will really deliver lots of success for this country in the energy and petroleum space. While welcoming you and for the documents we've signed, and because I've spent time with you from the time we were nominated, I've spent a lot of time with my colleague, you will note that the space of energy is a very interesting space where we have allowed the private sector to work with us. Whereas we have a fully unbundled energy space, particularly in generation of power, in the transmission space, and in the offtake, and supported by the law. We are able to license independent power operators to compete with KenGen. We are able today to license transmission companies to build transmission links. There are some programs with Africa 50 and a number of other concessionaires who are building transmission lines on PPP framework to support us to be able to wheel power to market, because the investment in energy is quite significant. And with the challenges of crowding the headroom with social investment in education, in health, it is important that we continue to deliver power to the various load centers. Load centers, Waziri, you did ask, what is this load center, where the energy is consumed or where the industries are. And it's important that we continue delivering power. And even for Kenya Power today, we are able to get competition because whoever generates power under captive framework will be able to wheel that power to market and sell it to any industry in the country as soon as you sign off some of the regulations which are ready, and they have been well done by EPRA, who regulates the industry. So karibu sana in the petroleum space, the value chain of ensuring that every vehicle in the country is moving, every industry that runs on petroleum products does not run dry. There's a lot of planning that goes into bringing products into Kenya, bringing products to support Uganda and our neighbors. And you will note very shortly that there isn't much noise, and yet we bring products worth over $6 billion annually into the economy, in petroleum products to run this economy. A lot of planning, no debt, it's a private sector space, and we work very quietly and very closely to ensure that we secure this country with competitive products, both in energy and petroleum. My desire, colleagues, has been to, in that mission statement in the Ministry of Energy, to ensure that we do capture not just provision of affordable energy, provision of energy which is secure, and so on and so forth, but to secure competitive cost of energy, to ensure that we do have a competitive economy, that we do draw competitive advantage in the cost of doing business. Because I have this vision that as a competitive country, we are able to draw global firms. Global firms seek competitive advantage in the cost of doing business, in the cost of energy, in the green energy that we offer today being 92% renewable, to be able to have that advantage to market their products. Because investors are not in for charity. They need to have return on their investment. And so it's important that we continue to generate power that is competitive in the region, not just affordable. Because you can afford, I can afford, but what is the cost component in the unit cost of production? It's very important. And as we hand over today the various documents, the last meeting I had in this auditorium was with the independent power producers, where Waziri, you will note very quickly that the power generation space is a very competitive space. we attract investors. In fact, in the energy space, we have got a waiting list of those who want to generate power for this economy. And the waiting list runs up to the year 2040. 2040, there's somebody on the waiting list to generate power for Kenya for the year 2040. And because in that document we call the Least Cost Power Development Plan, LCPDT, the planning is such that we match demand and supply. If you generate not enough power, you do load shedding. If you generate too much power and you are not able to sell all of it, you have to sell whatever you are selling more expensively to collect enough money to pay for the power that you are not able to sell. So you do a lot of planning so that we do not have excess power, and yet we do not have a shortfall of power. And that power that you are planning for today is for a market in 2027. So you have to be able to look at the GDP development in the energy sector and be able to predict well enough the power requirements for 2027, 2028, 2029, and sign the offtake agreements to be able to ensure that there is adequate power, there is no shortfall, and yet it is competitive, cost of power, it's got the good, right energy mix in solar, wind, geothermal. Waziri, we are expiring the diesel generation by 2030. There'll be a lot of pressure to see whether we can push them, but because of the climate change issues, we really must do what is right to support our climate. Waziri, it's a ceremony to just hand over. The documents will be there. We'll spend more time with you in cabinet. We will continue to work and cooperate as a team. But I really want to welcome you, and we'll be handing over some of the documents, including what Kenya Power Engineer Kiva worked with us to ensure that there's energy security for this country in the Least Cost Power Development Plan. And thirdly, I just want to really thank you all. I did thank God, thank the President, but I want to thank you for, people say Chirchir did this or Chirchir did that, but Waziri, these are the people who will deliver for you. So I want to thank you all. I didn't have a lot of time to socialize with most of you guys because Waziri asked me, how do you work at the ministry with these dotted lines? Because at the ministry, we almost don't have staff. We have very few people at the ministry. And we work through the state, the state enterprises in REREC, KenGen, Kenya Power, GDC, and so on and so forth. And I think I've given you guys space to work. But I want to thank you for the cooperation because it's been very consultative in spite of the fact that you run with your independent boards. Kenya Power today, that company that has had its challenges, we've had to restructure and allow the shareholding structure framework to allow the independent shareholders to be represented in the board. And so in Kenya Power today, we have 4 independent directors, or 4 directors representing the private sector because of the 49% shareholding and 5 representing government. And Kenya Power is performing very well. I'm sure going forward, we'll possibly be seeking to do the same for KenGen and for all the listed companies to bring in that knowledge from the private sector, from those investors, not just bringing their money, but bringing their capacity and knowledge and see how their investment can return, the return on their investment can be better improved while employing their capital which they have put in through buying shares in some of these companies. So karibu sana Waziri, we will continue to work together. I really want to thank all of us for spending time together. I said I didn't quite socialize. We had a lesson yesterday from Mary Kimonye, and Waziri, you'll recall that Mary did teach us that you want to, when I call Joe Sang, you want to call Joe Sang in the PS so that the PS doesn't feel undermined that you are talking to his staff directly. What is it that you are discussing with Joe Sang without the knowledge of the boss or without the knowledge of the chairman? Because when they sit, when they assemble in the board, they want to make independent decisions. And then so we worked really well with the team and delivered for this country. So I leave you with my colleague, a friend, for the time we socialize together, and I'm sure we'll continue to work well together. But very importantly, we need to continue to secure the security of energy and petroleum for this country. It requires a lot of planning. I'll be spending time in detail with the various CEOs on a one-to-one basis with Waziri to tell them where they have done very well and where they need to pull up their socks. And we have discussed that with Waziri. But I really want to thank all of you for the support you gave me while in this ministry. And as I go to roads, I pray that I will have that fortitude and the kind of support that you gave me so that we make a difference with the infrastructure in this country. It's one thing for energy to be competitive. It's one thing to get products to market at a competitive cost. When you do cost allocation, for those of you who run industry, there is cost allocation from energy, there's cost allocation for transport to market, and then all that. And therefore, we need to really ensure that that cost is competitive and we are able to deliver for the region. Thank you for coming this morning to really bid me farewell. Thank you for the choir that entertained us with great words that captured the work and the great work we have done together and the wishes as we all go forward in our journey. I think we can make a big difference in our country in those positions that we sit in today. It is those, it's those few things, those small things that we do. I recall when I went for my interview the other day, confirmation in Parliament, and the kind of anxiety that strikes you, and you talk to all our colleagues, and you start revising your university notes. And I got my notes from my MBA, and I got all the works we've been doing together to be able to show, you're not just being interviewed for the job. You basically carrying the torch and telling the world that I can do this job well for Kenya. You're not just seeking a job selfishly for yourself. You must be able to articulate. So the things you do today, and I tell my children, the things you do today in school is what you'll use 20 years, 30 years, 40 years later, because that's what you will hold on to be able to move up and be able to prove to the world that we can do it. In the energy space, Waziri, we have serious professionals. In fact, we hardly have any expatriates. We don't have any expatriates, do we? We do all the work in geothermal. In Kenyan, they drill for other 12, 13, 14 African countries, from exploration, advising them, and so on and so forth, from Comoros to Djibouti to Tanzania, where we did bid the other day to do that job. So I want to thank you. I leave you with God's blessings. We will continue to interact. I want to encourage each and every one of you to seek me out to buy me lunch. I'll try and be available. I'll make time for us to sit down together and continue not just working for this country, but working as friends and advising each other on how we can secure our nation. Waziri, karibu sana, and we will continue to liaise. Bwana PS, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've come a long way with PS. We used to manage elections together. And when I went for the interview, I did say that when there was no confidence in the electoral process in this country, we went in there and people would ask us, why do you want to go to the Electoral Commission when the country is burning down? And we tried and made a difference to have Kenyans, once again, after the post-election violence of 2008, to believe in electoral process, to believe in delegating their rights to somebody to be able, under the constitutional framework. And we worked together with the team at that time to do Chapter 7, run the referendum in 2010. And that's why I say what you do today, you will really be holding on to it for your dear life tomorrow. So let's all do our best. And thank you, Bwana PS, for the journey we have worked together. Who knew that our paths will cross again? When I left here in 2014, who knew I'll come back to energy? So buy me lunch, because our paths will cross again. Apo Bele. But I want to thank you all for the support and the cooperation you've given me while working in this ministry. Asante sana and God bless you. Thank you. Waziri. Asante sana. Thank you.
Okay. It is now time to appreciate our outgoing CS, isn't it? You know 3 factorials? Haya. Start. Hiyo exam tunarudia. Haya, 3 factorials. You have all passed. Thank you so much, our outgoing CS, for your wise remarks. And let me now call upon our CS, Energy and Petroleum, to give his maiden speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bwana PS. My colleague, CS Davis Chirchir, PS Petroleum, Mr. Liban, all senior ministerial officials here present, directors and heads of departments, the chairman of EPRA, Justice Retired Jackton Ojuan, Chairman NOC, Honorable Governor Kraitu Murungi, the CEO of Kenya Pipeline Company, Mr. Joe Sang, CEO of Nupea, Mr. Justus Wabuyaba, very difficult name. CEO Kenya Oil Refineries, Mr. Ndoti. I've seen my friends and former colleagues from Parliament. I can see the Honorable Hussein Waitan from Mandera, the Honorable Jack Wamboka from Bomula, that is Bungoma County. I'm told the Honorable Anthony Oloch is here from Madari, and Senator Beatrice Ogola, Karibuni Sana. Mine will be very, very short, because indeed it's not my day for making any long speech. But let me start by thanking CS Chirchir for the wonderful job he has been able to do in this ministry for the last 2 years or so, together with the team that was working under him. I'm talking over from someone who has been distinguished as a performer. I'm hoping to be able to fit in his shoes. Secondly, let me also take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President for appointing me to this position. You know, this world is full of wonders. 1 month ago or so ago, I couldn't have imagined that I would be in the executive. Okay, so I want to thank the President for having found it fit to appoint me to this position. A number of you in this hall, this auditorium, I've been able to interact with you from time to time, especially during my time in Parliament. I remember very well in the term of 2017 to 2022, when I was the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of the National Assembly. I did interact with a lot of you. Those of you who are accompanying your accounting officers before PAC, you remember very well our interactions. But now, circumstances have conspired. And now we are on the same side. Now we are on the same side. And we must continue in that spirit of engagement. Let me say this. We are all aware of the mission. I've gone through the strategic plan of the ministry, 2023, 2028, I think. We are all aware of the overriding mission. That is to enable or to facilitate provision of clean, sustainable, affordable, reliable, and so on and so forth, energy services. And that is where really it matters most. You know, to the Kenyan person who is out there, to the Kenyan citizen who is out there, what is important is that he's able to access, first and foremost, electricity at an affordable cost, and throughout, really, in simple terms, that when he wants to use electricity, he's able to access it, and he's also able to afford it. Similarly, when you are a Kenyan who is having a car, when you go to a petrol station, you are able to get fuel reliably, throughout, and at affordable price. And when you are a customer of Kenya Power and Lighting out there, okay, you want to be able to access electricity throughout, and if for any reason there's a blackout, you want the blackout to be sorted out the shortest time possible. If by any chance a transformer blows off, you want to see that transformer fixed in the shortest time possible. Those are the things that Kenyans are looking up to. When they see us as a ministry, those are the things they want us to fix or to assure them of throughout. And that's basically our role there. And I'm very happy for the good job that you've been able to do all this time, even as I join you. And therefore, I will not be able to stress the importance of teamwork in all that we do. Let me also emphasize that I will be keen on ensuring that we maintain an open door policy. That as a ministry, we practice transparency and openness, and that we open ourselves to scrutiny by the public and by Parliament through and through. In this regard, we shall have to, again, start to take the matter of communication more seriously, that the public should be able to understand what it is that we are doing at every other time. We proactively communicate what we are doing or what we intend to do to the public. In other words, we create an environment where we engage freely with the public, who are our customers. As your CS, I will be engaging in regular roundtable discussions with consumers or customers or representatives of consumer groups, so that we are able to interact and be able to understand and to be able to get feedback from the public on a regular basis. So the bottom line here really is communication. Communication through and through. But finally, just like we have been advised in the executive CS Chirchir about the idea of one government approach, I would be happy to have that approach cascaded to the ministry, so that we may have what we can call a one ministry approach, so that whatever it is that is being done in the Petroleum State Department, whoever is in the energy sector knows or is able to articulate. That whoever is in EPRA understands what goes on in Kenya Pipeline Company. Whoever is in Kenya Power understands what goes on in Kenya, and so on and so forth. So that together we move forward and push the agenda of nation building. As a ministry, really, we are simply an enabler. We are an enabler to the development agenda of the country. Therefore, the contribution we make in economic development cannot be overemphasized. And going forward, we shall simply reiterate that we work knowing fully well that our contribution to the economic development agenda of the country is important. So there will be really no reinvention of the wheel. We just want to pick from where my good friend CS Chirchir has left, but move forward knowing fully well that we have got a very, very impatient public that is yearning for quality, reliable services from us. And that's really our mission as a ministry. So, without really belaboring what has been said already, I just want to thank you and wish you all the best as we work together going forward. I will be available from time to time to consult with you in new spaces. This morning we were at Isinya. I'm told that is the second largest service station in the country. The largest is Susua. Wonderful work going on down there. And I must thank our staff who are in the outstations for the commitment and dedication to duty that they have demonstrated. God willing, on Saturday, I was talking to Joe. I would want to visit the Kenya pipeline facility in Kisumu to be able to understand what goes on there. And I will be doing the rounds to be able to see for myself what's happening in all the outstations and in all the departments. So for today, the task I have was to take over, which I've done. The second task going forward will be to do some learning, but very quick learning. Okay? A very, very steep learning curve, so to speak. Of course, as I've said, time is not on our side. We have got no luxury of time. The whole country is expectant. They want to see us deliver. Yes, they want to see us deliver. And deliver we shall. Thank you very much, and may God bless.
Thank you, our CS, for that good remarks. I think it is now time to appreciate him. I think going forward now, we'll be able to give us direction and we'll be able to give you a nitty-gritty induction as far as the ministry is concerned. Can we also appreciate him by giving 3 factorials also? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Back to you, MC.
Thank you very much, Honorable CSEs, PS, colleagues. We are now coming to the end of our ceremony here, and I'd really like to thank all of you for attending. I'd like to thank the 2 CSEs and the PS also for gracing this occasion. I really want to thank the outgoing CS, David Chirchir, who has been a pillar of support for all of us here. We wish, and he's been also a fountain of knowledge in terms of energy issues. We've learned a lot from him. We wish him well and Godspeed in your new assignment. As for the incoming CS, we really welcome you to Kawi House and also to the ministry and the 2 state departments. I want to share a small anecdote for you in terms of how much we will support you. When I joined the Ministry of Energy, before I joined, I used to complain about blackouts. Yeah. Whenever they happen, I used to say, what is happening with KPLC? And the first week when I joined the ministry, there was a blackout in my house. and my wife turned to me and said, so what are you going to do about this? So we are in the driver's seat. You are in the driver's seat. We will support you to answer those hard questions going forward. So really, I'd like to welcome you. We are going to close with a vote of thanks by Engineer Kiva, who is the Secretary of Renewable Energy. Please come forward. After that, we'll close with a prayer.
Thank you, Secretary. Invite me just to thank you, Honorable CS incoming. You are already in, actually. Honorable Opiyo Wandayi. We have interacted with you when you are at the Parliament. We know your energy, clarity of mind, and today, this morning, within very few minutes, we have been able to spell your vision and your aspiration going forward. So we thank you for coming over, taking over, and being with us. We look forward to working with you, and we give you all the support, all the necessary support required as we work with you. It is a joy for us. It is a delight for us. We also want to thank Honorable Chirchir, who has been with us, a strategist who was stretched out. We went to him on one item, and he starts asking you about 2 or 3 other items. So when we went to his office, we made sure we are prepared for anything, because he is a strategist. We have been able to do very many policies, very many strategies, and he thinks outside the box. And we wish you well, Mr. Chirchir. We will seek you out for the lunch offer that you have given out to us. Please keep the days open because we are going to take many lunches with you. And if we find it is hard to get you every day, we will look forward to, and we'll ask Kenyan to maybe organize a forum where we can all eat together and tell you the good things that we want to tell you. So thank you very much, Mr. Chirchir. We will reach out to you on various occasions on other areas of need as may be necessary. Thank you, PS. You have really guided us well today, and your colleague PS who is away. And all of us, we want to thank you, the chairmen who are with us, and all the staff. Thank you very much. May the Lord bless you for coming. The honorable members of Parliament, it is a joy for you to join us today when you are not asking us questions, but you are just with us. We are happy, and we continue interacting with you. Thank you so much. I think we can give a clap for all of you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kiva. So we've come to the end. We'll ask Narita Komen. You have organized somebody to close with prayers, and then we'll close with the national anthem. The fourth estate, if the CSs indulge with us, as soon as we finish this ceremony, we will come to the front entrance of Kawi House, where we can have some more photo ops. And if they will indulge you, you can ask a few questions there. So let's have prayers, and then the national anthem. Lucy Kadi, can we have the prayers and close, and then the national anthem?
Our Father, our God, our Lord, we thank you for this moment. As we ask for your presence to be with us, we are witnesses that you have been with us. And as we come to a close of this event, O God, we invite your presence and favor to walk with us and especially says, Lord, a lot to declare that nothing is possible without you, God. And so, as it is written in the Bible, Father, that greater is he that is in us than is out there in the world. We pray that you shall see them in the achievement and the fulfillment of the vision and the great and good things that they have in store